Yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity to present here the Nord Stream case and the Nord Stream 2 project. In the next couple of minutes, I will guide you through some slides that you have an overview. Where are we? What is the political situation in which we act for the time being? And what is the way forward? So here, a short introduction of the project. We see ourselves as a pure commercial project. We have no political targets and goals. The capacity of the new pipeline Nord Stream 2 is the same like Nord Stream 1, 55 billion cubic meters maximum transport capacity a year. The investment 8.4 billion euro. No tax money is needed, it's only private financed. We see ourselves as a project which is backed by some of Europe's largest energy companies like Gazprom, Uniper, Wintershall, and we are committed to safe environmental protection and transparent governance. The business case is, and Mr. Mikkelsen has mentioned it, we have, especially in Europe, decline of gas production. There are different analyses worldwide done, but from our point of view in our business case, we see that we have a more or less stable gas demand in Europe, especially in Western and Middle Europe. But we see, due to the fact that we have a decline of domestic production, an import gap for the next couple of years, which ends up between 120 and 150 billion cubic meters a year. And here, from our point of view, Nord Stream can deliver a significant stake in filling up this gap with 55 billion cubic meters. On the next slide, you see our estimation. So this is for, especially for the European perspective, very important. The Europeans are always telling us, who needs gas any longer? And here, and this is what Mr. Mikkelsen said already, we have worldwide, let's name it not a fight for gas, but a high demand for gas. And this is what the Europeans need to understand if they would like to replace gas with other energy possibilities. There is a big fight for gas in the world. One of the biggest issues we have in front of us, this is the position of the European Commission. Maybe you have heard about it. There is a big struggle coming from Brussels, initiated by the Commission and supported by countries like Poland, Slovakia, and the Baltic states. We should fulfill the so-called third energy package. That means this is something which unbundles our pipeline. We have to open the tariff structures and. We have to open third-party access for other guys. But this is a pure internal market frame. We are seen as an import pipeline. Nevertheless, we see from our point of view, we make a significant contribution to the supply of security in Europe. We are compatible in full compliance with the energy union policy. We make a significant contribution to the reduction of greenhouse gas in Europe, that the European Union can reach their targets in 2020 and 2050. And we see ourselves as a good example to stabilize the relation between Europe and Russia. Frankly speaking, we are not here to replace capacities and transport volumes. We are an additional transport capacity in the northern corridor, and the others, like Yamal, and you know what Poland fears about Nord Stream, you know what Ukraine fears about Nord Stream. There's a big impact coming from Brussels and from the US to fight for transport capacities going from Russia via Ukraine to the western part of Europe. The legal framework in which we have to act, I have mentioned some. So we have the 5 national laws we have to fulfill. These are the so-called permitting countries. The pipeline is starting in Russia, so we have to go for a permit to operate and to construct the pipeline. We have to go for Finland because we are touching extraterritorial waters. We have to ask Sweden, Denmark, and Germany as well for the relevant permits. Then we have European legislation like Environmental Impact Directive, and we have international law like ESPOC procedure or UNCLOS. One step aside, here you see how gas could support the EU policy to decarbonize the economy. You see mainly Estonia or the Baltic states and Poland, Greece there, and Germany as well, using a lot of coal, a lot of CO2 greenhouse gas emissions, and here we can have a helping part in reaching the European targets to avoid greenhouse gas. Here again, if these 55 billion cubic meters will replace coal, you can save 150 million tons of greenhouse gas a year. That means roughly 40% of the total CO2 emissions which were produced in the power segment. We are a European project with European partners, but we have also European contractors, and here you see on the map, this is not something which is based on the relation between Germany and Russia. It's based on a broader platform. So we have a lot of contractors coming from Europe, so engineering companies, pipes and materials like Europipe, Shell Pipe, environmental research companies like MMT and Rumble from Norway. The environmental effects I have stressed, so I can skip it. But coming to the politics, maybe you have heard, it is for us very difficult. We see ourselves and our shareholder and our potential partners see ourselves as a purely economic-driven project. But the context is difficult. Maybe you have read the opinion of Mr. Biden, the Vice President of the United States. He is judging from his perspective to European project, and this is for me very interesting that they judge about a European project. This is not in the interest of Europe, and this is a bad deal for Europe. On the other side, we have support from the German Chancellor, we have support from the German Minister of Economics, and so I think here we have the next opinion. It's coming from Finland. So we were seen in Finland and in Sweden the same as a purely commercial-driven project. In Brussels, the members of parliament, driven by a Polish member of parliament, they have started an initiative to have a written declaration to avoid the doubling of the capacity of Nord Stream. This initiative has absolutely failed. They haven't reached more than 25% of all the MEPs, and if you analyze where these negative votes comes from, mainly driven by Slovakia, Poland, Baltic states, Hungary, the more you go to the western part, the more the pipeline is not a political issue. The second step we had, negative step, this was the decision of the Polish merger control issue. I'm not a legal expert. In a nutshell, if the shareholder and the potential partner of Nord Stream have a significant share in market in Poland, then they have to go for a competition view of the relevant authority. And we had the same case in Germany. It was closed after 2 weeks. And in Poland, the authority has used 8 months and coming not to a conclusion. They have extended the procedure from month to month. And so the partners and Gazprom, they have withdrawn the question is this, do they have a green light from the Polish side or not? That means the shareholder agreement, which was signed in Vladivostok roughly 1 year ago, is not any longer in place. And now Gazprom and our potential partners, they have to look how they can support this project in the upcoming months and years. And here you see some quotes from our Western partners, from Uniper, Mr. Schäfer, from Wintershall, and as well from the Austrian OMV. So they are looking very intensively together with Gazprom to have a solution how we can proceed. There was a headline after this decision, Nord Stream is imploded. I can promise you, no, we are not imploded. This was not the entry and the exit of this project. We are on track. And here on the next slide, you see the timetable of the project. We are now at the end of this year, more or less. So we have started the permitting and environmental impact assessments, the surveys and engineering underway, the procurement and delivery has started, the pipe logistic, the tenders are signed. So at the end, we will fulfill all the needs in the preparation of the project. The pipeline will start, and maybe this is for your interest. We are not starting in nearby the Russian-Finnish border because for technical reasons there is any room there to lay a second pipeline. And then come to the end. I saw a 5 seconds overrun. We will start nearby the Estonian border and then fiddle it around through the islands and then following the old corridor. The status of the project, so the service has been started, mostly completed. The ammunition screening is ongoing. The preparation of the environmental impact assessments has been started. We have the discussion with the fishermen and the cable owners because we have to sign crossing agreements in the Baltic Sea. And we have also signed the contract with Vasco for the coating of the pipes to double their weight. The pipe lay tender will be signed hopefully at the end of the year, and the pipe itself are signed some weeks ago. So the production of the pipeline has been started, and the first pipes will be delivered, for instance, to Germany in November. So in a nutshell, beside all the political implications we have to see, and this is compared to Nord Stream 1. I've worked 6 years for Nord Stream 1 as well. This was the same situation. At that time, it was the Georgia crisis, and we had the same concerns and issues with America and Brussels. Here is, at the end, it's copy and paste. We are seen in the political spotlight, but nevertheless, we see ourselves as a commercial project which helps Europe to have more energy security in place. Thank you.